And hello, everybody, and welcome to the Lionel Holiday Bonanza. And we have a very special guest, as usual, here today. And we have Ryan Kunkel from Lionel Trains. How you doing, Ryan?
Very good, very good. Great to be back. And of course, you're right. We have the special guest. We've got your father, Ken Sr. on. So.
Yes.
Hello, everyone, and I wish everyone a very Merry Lionel Christmas this year.
Yes, and as part of the Lionel Holiday Bonanza, Ryan is going to be covering so much tonight. Holiday items, Christmas items, as well as a Vision Line item, and some of the more higher-end items for everyone out there. So Ryan will be covering the spectrum, and give a shout out where you are, and put it in the chat. We see we have Illinois, Staten Island, New York, local. Peter Train says, Merry Christmas. Thanks, Pete. Maryland. So people from all over tonight. St. Louis, Missouri. Appreciate everyone from joining all over the world. We should have an action-packed night. It's already 7 p.m. Eastern time, so I appreciate everyone joining us out there. And if you're on the other side of the coast as well, thanks for joining. Tennessee, so people all over, we appreciate you coming out tonight. And we will have a special raffle out later today. So we'll probably do it a little later in the show unless Ken Sr. wants to do it now. But he'll give the signal when he wants to do the nice Lionel boxcar raffle. So stay tuned for that. But to kick it off, let's start with Ryan because we have a lot to cover tonight. So we'll get straight to the action and put in Ryan. How you doing, Ryan?
Very good. It's great to be back as always with everybody. This is such a busy time of the year for everyone, but especially our friends at Train World. I know you guys are just constantly running around, probably working 18, 19 hours a day to get everything in and everything out. And we are here too. So we're trying to make sure everyone gets the trains they want for Christmas. And we know that shipping's been a challenge for everybody this year. We're still working on that. We've got containers coming in every day, and the whole team is down there unloading and reloading to get stuff in and out the door as quickly as possibly can to everybody. So there's a lot of things that are going to be close calls for Christmas, but it looks like we'll get a lot of stuff out the door as well. So yeah. It's a constant struggle, but we're on top of things as best we can and getting things to you. So if you haven't seen it yet, keep your eyes open at Train World because they'll have shipments coming in all the time. And I'm sure their arms and legs and backs will be as sore as ours are here as we get through this season.
Yeah, and Ryan, just to chime in on that, just to give everyone a recap, it's not just Lionel, it's not just the train industry, it's all sectors across the board have got crushed with shipping delays, increases, just because of COVID and all this different scenarios, obstacles, challenge, inflation. There's been a lot of different economic challenges that not only the train industry, but every industry has been facing, and especially product coming in. I mean, all the manufacturers, it's just been delayed because they can't get these shipping containers in quickly enough. So it's amazing. And anytime these containers do come in, it's such a backlog that it's sold out right away, and it's cleared out. So if you don't have your pre-orders in, especially now is the time to put your pre-order in, because a lot of the items are selling out so quickly. Lionel just sent us a huge tractor trailer of new items, and a lot of the items are already non-active, disabled, because we just sold out so quickly and we went through all our pre-orders. So make sure you get your pre-orders in, and just be patient. A lot of these Christmas items are still coming in. They'll be here, but they may be a little later than we all would like. So if you could all be patient, we really appreciate it. But I'm not sure if Ken Senior wants to chime in on the logistical aspect on that. But
well, yeah, I asked Ryan a little while ago about the Lionel annual Christmas boxcar, and he says they're on their loading dock. They're going to be shipped out this week, and we'll have them in time for Christmas for sure. But Lionel is sold out. So make sure you get your pre-order in, give a call, get an order in. So we can do our best to get it to you before Christmas. And it's another great looking car you guys made. And quite honestly, this year we ordered hundreds more than we normally do, and they're already almost gone. So they still got a little bit of time before the price goes up. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a perfect example. I wanted to have one to show here tonight, and they're all accounted for. We don't have a single one left in stock, so they'll all be on their way to you and our other dealers here by the end of this week, along with lots of additional sets and rolling stock and so forth. So as fast as the stuff comes in, we jump on it and try and turn it around and get it back out the door, because we know everybody's waiting for it.
Yeah, and Ryan, that's one of those staple items that everybody comes in the store for, to get the Lionel Christmas boxcar. I mean, it's a staple, and it's really a collector's item. So if you haven't ordered it, Lionel's already sold out. Get your pre-orders in, because you don't want to miss that 1 year. So make sure you get it. But yeah, very good point.
There's always that special reason why you want this year, this date of this year. So just something great may have happened this year to you, or you had a grandson, a granddaughter, or something. So pick up that yearly annual car for 2021 and make it a collectible for yourself.
All right.
Absolutely. And we've got a number of other Christmas cars as well. So if you missed that one, or want to continue your Christmas trains, we've got plenty here. I've got a few things out in front of me on the table. You probably can't really see everything from the big picture. Ken, if you want to bring in the product cam, I'll walk around to the front of the table a little bit here and try and zoom in more for y'all. There we go. All right, get my fingers out in front of it. Okay, so let's start here with our lighted Christmas tree flat car. These should be on their way to you already. If these didn't come in on that last trailer, guys, they'll be there on the next one. And this is a new product for this year. We adapted the old radioactive flat car with some new Christmas tree tooling and some great light effects inside. This is a really fun one, and I think it'll be quite a popular hit. And the catalog art just doesn't quite do it justice with all the great lighting going on inside the car with those trees. So these will be out there very shortly, on their way to you.
And Ryan, that's the first time you guys are really experimenting with LEDs and Christmas lights. So I think this may be the start of something really special.
Yeah, we've done quite a number of LED train sets over the last year. It started off with our Christmas Light Express. I have that one on display up here as well. These are also now all sold out for us here, but you guys should have your stock in, or we'll be getting it in very shortly. And in here we have lights in pretty much every car in the train, including lights that play in tune with the music in the first boxcar. So the lights dance along with the music in the car. The second boxcar also has a number of LED effects, and then the caboose has a multicolor changing LED effect, so you get sort of like a color wheel Christmas tree effect on there. Let me see if I can get that on our light up track here and show it for you. Of course, we've got our light up track too, which you see. There you got the caboose lights changing. So the Christmas Light Express has a lot of fun lights to it. Be really great underneath the Christmas tree with the lights turned down in your
Oh,
in
wow.
your room.
Look at that. Very cool.
And again, some of these things are very hard to see in the show in a printed catalog or even online. But as we get them into the get a chance to see things up close and personal, you can get a better appreciation for the effects of the cars.
Wow, that's really neat.
Yeah, Ryan, I see the lighted track there. We've been selling it like crazy this Christmas. Everybody's jumping on that.
The lighted track is a really great accessory, a really fun piece. You don't have to do any special wiring. The lights go on and off as you push the train around. The train rolls on and off a section of track. It detects the train there and automatically comes on. You can mix and match this with existing fast track very easily to create a variety of layouts and color patterns. It really is a ton of fun. So we have a lot of fun with that here too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and especially for the holiday time. I mean, what's better than lights? You know, you got your Christmas lights outside. You know, my father himself is like Chevy Chase and hooking in all the lights outside on the ladder. And what's better than lighted track? I mean, I think that brings another dynamic inside the house. And that's fun for everyone, not just you know, the males. It's good for everyone, the family, the children, your spouse. It's just great for the family. So tons of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, is that your layout in your basement?
Oh, no. This is just a little setup we've got here in the office just to show some Christmas things off.
Ryan's
I wish it was a layout
layout
in
is
my
at
basement.
least
We
5
gave
times
basements
the
up
size.
in North Carolina. Don't have too many of them down here.
Very neat. So that
Looks good.
We've also got some great accessories. We've got the Polar Express present car and present loader. The old repurpose of the old icing station here. It's a great add-on for your Polar Express themes. We have a regular non-polar, non-licensed Christmas version of this as well. We've got the Angela Trotta storefront with the figures of the little kids out front. It's lighted, and then hopefully you can see inside there. You've got the classic Lionel train display inside the storefront of the window that's powered, and the train runs around.
That's awesome.
Inside there as well.
Oh yeah, look at that. Look
That's
at that
gonna be
train
a
go.
home run. Yeah.
So this is a really fun accessory. These have are not quite in yet. The figures, the separate sale figure packs have come in, and they're on their way out to you. The buildings are still on their way.
Mm-hmm.
We've also got the lighted flagpole for Christmas, and on their way still here are the new Christmas barns with the LEDs around the perimeter of the barn, and then you've got all the reindeer names under each of the windows around the barn itself.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't know that. Ryan, do you know all the reindeer?
I know there's a whole bunch of them. We've got the Angela Trotta caboose as well. For those who've been collecting the Angela Trotta series of cars, I know Ken, you guys have had her on. She's just such wonderful work.
Yeah.
And the caboose does not mean the end of the series by any stretch of the imagination for us, but we wanted people to have something nice to bring up the end of the train. And whether it's an Angela Trotta Christmas train or just a Christmas train, this is a beautiful piece that will look good with anybody's layout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this the first time she has a caboose for the like a drawing? Because I know she does the box cars and she did the passenger cars. I'm not sure if there was ever a caboose for it.
This is the first caboose in the series.
Oh wow, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we actually just you guys just shipped Angela Trotta Thomas's I think it's the Hudson, or is it the
Hudson box car and the Santa Fe.
The Hudson box car. Yeah, two different box cars, and one of them I saw passing by, and I was like, wow, that's neat, really nice.
Yeah, she does such great work, and these new classic Lionel locomotive series that she's been doing for the last year or two, really a great series, and one that we'll be doing for quite a while yet to come, I believe.
Mm.
We'll throw a little love out to your HO fans out there. We do have one of our HO. This is our Christmas cheer set. This one is new this year into our HO line. Some great graphics on this one. And this comes as part of a complete set with track and power and remote control. Our HO trains feature our Lion Chief system with Bluetooth and also can be run conventionally with a transformer or with DCC. It's all packed in there, all on board in one package for you, ready to go.
And Paul is asking for the SKUs for the lighted boxcars. I'm not sure which one you're specifically talking about, but the lighted LEDs that he was showing on the boxcars comes in a set.
Yes.
They do make one additional car to the set.
Yes, we do. There's an add-on LED car that matches, pretty much matches this set, and have no fear, there will be more wonderful lighted rolling stock on its way. Try the other one out here. This should be the one that plays music, I believe.
Is that the musical boxcar that just came out?
This one's also part of the set, but we do also have the Christmas music boxcars.
Right.
And
I think that just came in.
We do those annually now as well, with different songs each year.
Yeah, that Christmas Light Express boxcar, the SKU number is 2028300, and they're on their way to us now.
So yeah, we've had a lot of fun with these in the engineering department, coming up with new ways to use these effects and have some creativity with things down there. It's been a lot of fun this year developing things. As Megan comes up with new ideas, we always turn it around and see where we can go with it. And then I guess one more big Christmas item to highlight and talk about a little bit here. Not out yet. These will probably deliver after Christmas, early next year. These are getting into production right now. We iron out the last kinks of them. But this is a pre-production sample of our Polar Express Acela.
Oh, wow.
So on the higher end of things, the new Acelas are coming along. We have samples of the Amtrak ones that we've seen and reviewed as well. But for tonight, I felt the Polar was the one to trot out and show off a little bit. So you can see the detail on these cars. They're complete with lighted interiors. They do tilt as they go around curves at speed.
Wow.
We've only got 3 of the cars out here, engine and 2 cars out here on the table, because that's all that would fit. But it actually turns out very nice as a Polar Express piece. And for those looking for a more modern, high-speed Christmas, this is a great add-on to the current line of Polar Express trains that we have in our scale series.
Ryan, the Polar Express, anything Polar Express that you guys do on a high-end, the legacy steam engine, it goes nuts. I mean, we were sold out a while ago, but on the secondhand market, they're asking crazy prices because everybody wants it. So I think this Acela is going to be very similar, where people scramble to get it. And then once they can't get it, it's going to go like a collector's item. Just really crazy.
Absolutely. As you mentioned at the start of the show, pre-orders are so very important. We basically build these to the orders that we get. And then once that order is put in, we move on. And some things will be hit over and over again, but the Polar Acela, or any Acela, is probably a long time in the future before you'll see one of these coming down the catalog path again. So if you like the looks of it and you want them when these get out early next year, you're going to want to make sure you get to Train World and get picked up right away.
And who knows, maybe Amtrak may do it. A Polar Express Acela, you never know. We got this the new Build Back Better deal, so you never know if they could do a paint scheme like that. That'd be wild.
It would be really cool. Absolutely, would be really cool. Yeah. And we did do custom dialogue for the Acelas. Inside, the Polar dialogue is in the Polar set, so it is different than the regular Acelas that we'll have out there from a sound standpoint.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks very good. I wish I ordered more.
I've got one last little Christmas item here, and then we can talk about some things that are up and coming if you'd like. We've got the Christmas trolley sample here on display as well. These are always popular for us. Our bump and go trolleys. This is one of those classic Lionel items that just never seems to go out of style. And cool. We hadn't done a more traditional red and green Christmas one in a while, so we were about to. And I think these will go over very well for you.
Yeah, looks very good. Very good. What do you think about making a Lion Chief trolley so they have a handheld remote sometime?
We've looked into that and talked about doing something like that. With the bump and go, it's a little bit different. The electronics aren't designed to support that right now. Mm-hmm. But as a separate piece that was just LC controlled, it could be something we'd look at down the road.
Okay. Yeah.
And Ryan, I saw a good comment, and I forgot his name. I would have posted it, but he asked maybe possibly for HO lighted track. That would be kind of interesting.
HO lighted track, it would be interesting. We might be able to fit it in there. Yeah. The part of the challenge would be the detection. The nice thing about the third rail in O gauge is we use that split outside rail to actually activate the track. Apparently here after hours and lost my light.
Oh boy.
But yeah, definitely something we could look into.
All right. I gotta text Mike Phillips, tell him to get the product, I guess warehouse or building.
Bear with
manager.
Me 1 second. I'll go hit the lights. Hang on.
No problem. I guess in the meantime, we'll my father and I will provide a little banter back and forth. But I guess this may be a good time while Ryan gets set back up there. My father wants to raffle off this Train World Lionel boxcar tonight. And this was the Angela Trotta boxcar. So type in the chat, put in "We love Lionel," and we will pick someone out tonight and ship this for free. So it's tonight's raffle, this Lionel Train World boxcar, and put in the chat, "We love Lionel trains."
Yeah. And it's also a Christmas car. It has the Christmas tree on one end and the poinsettias at the other. And show them the other side of the car. This was originally our signage of today and our signage from the 70s on our buildings. And it really came out to be a special project. And Angela Trotta Thomas did an amazing job creating this on the boxcar. So they've been, we've had them about a couple of weeks now, and people are very impressed with the graphics, the art design. It's just a spectacular piece that we created, and there's only a limited quantity for this year.
Very nice. And it looks like Ryan tracked down the building manager. So let's go back to Ryan.
All right. Yeah, it's a great looking boxcar that she did, and really was impressed by the art on that piece when we saw it here for the first time. So I'm glad that one was a hit for you. And definitely, if anyone out there watching hasn't picked that one up yet, you really should. It's a beautiful piece.
Yeah, Ryan, earlier you mentioned that Lionel doesn't have any more of the Christmas boxcars. I just want to let you know we still have a few left, and if you want one, just put your order in. Shop at Train World online, Ryan.
There you go.
All right, what else you got for us, Ryan?
Do you want to talk some new stuff that hasn't quite come out yet or on its way?
Well, I think after the Acela you were talking, there was one more Christmas item, or are we done with the Christmas?
There is. No, I think we got the trolley. The trolley was our last our Christmas item.
All right.
Bear with me 1 second here. I bumped something on my phone and my product camera's off. Let's start with some things that just came into the office in the last couple of days. This one I just reviewed this morning. We'll start here with the John Bull. I know a lot of people are looking forward to these coming in, and I'm one of them. This is sort of a favorite of mine. This is the pilot model, the engineering prototype. So you're seeing it without any paint and deco on it. And I think that actually really helps you to see the level of detail
Wow.
that's in this die-cast locomotive. It's not very large. You can see one of our Strasbourg passenger cars behind it there to give you a sense of the size on here. The motor is in the tender. This is conventional only for obvious reasons. Not a lot of effects in here other than the headlight on the locomotive, but a beautiful piece and runs really nicely. And these should be delivering probably late January, maybe early February of next year as things come together.
That's
and then
beautiful.
We've got one of the coaches behind here as well.
Now that engine, so that's a pre-production sample. How does that work? You send the designs to the factory and they send you this back to show what it will be like?
Yes. So we get a variety of samples as we go through the process. One of the first ones that we'll see on a project like this is an EP, or an engineering prototype. And it will usually just be the unpainted bare metal plastic, most of the details applied. And this is where we'll do our testing for engineering. If this were a legacy locomotive, we would have 2 of these so that we could do the coding and tuning of the engine. And then after this is approved, we move on to decorated samples and then a pre-production sample. And then in some cases, we'll also get a production sample shipped here a little bit ahead of the main shipment so that we can verify everything that was supposed to be done in production was done.
Now, how do you get, because I know a lot of the older molds, it definitely wasn't for any manufacturer is, this is definitely really detailed. So is there a newer process that makes it this intrinsic? I mean, this is really highly detailed. This is unbelievable.
Not really.
Okay.
These we did have to do a lot of reworking and retooling on this model because we hadn't run the model in so many years. This is only the second time we've run the John Bull. So we cleaned up some things and made a few changes here and there, but most of the details that you see on this were on the original model.
Wow.
They just don't all stand out as well once you get paint on top of everything.
Gotcha.
But we did do a lot of retooling on this. The factory that originally made the models no longer in business, so it was the first time for this factory with this project. And as far as the die casting and the brass work and assembly goes, they did a fantastic job. It's one of the best looking die cast castings I've seen in quite some time.
Wow. Really nice.
As you can see on the front of the locomotive, what's there for valve gear, and then also in the back here, what would be the equivalent of your Johnson bars. These pieces all do move with the locomotive, so you do have a lot of little tiny bits moving back and forth on this when it's in motion on the railroad.
Wow.
Very nice piece.
So those will be along fairly soon. I know you guys are getting a lot of questions about Strasbourg 90. If it makes anybody feel a little bit better, the factory that did this is the same factory that's doing 90.
Wow.
So you can see the quality of work that they're capable of doing. I don't have a sample of 90 here yet. I've seen photos, and we just approved the final designs this week. But what I do have are the deco samples that just came in a couple of days ago for the first of the passenger cars, to give some folks an idea of what will be going behind the locomotives. These are the 1990s era paint scheme on these cars. We've got one of the coaches and then one of the combines here as well to take a look at. Really beautiful pieces.
Wow. Gorgeous.
Very nice, Ryan.
So,
Very nice.
So we're getting close. And we'll be making a trip back up to Strasbourg sometime this spring, whenever they get 90 back under steam again, so that we can go up and make our sound recordings and get everything set for production on that end. And then one more piece, which I know you wanted to talk about tonight, a bit of a sneak preview for Volume 1 next year, and that's our Vision Class A. We unveiled this at York about
Wow.
2 months ago now, month and a half ago. This is a 3D printed sample. So this is not the die-cast EP that you see on the John Bull. This is actually ahead of that.
Huh.
And we don't have the tooling complete yet, so this is a 3D printed mock-up. And if I zoom in real close, you'll be able to see that in the print of the boiler and back here in the cab. You see some of the spottiness and the marks. Printing an arc or tube is very difficult. So you won't have quite the resolution that you'll have in the final die cast casting, but it's enough to give a working idea of what the model is going to look like before we tool, and make any bigger corrections that we need to make at this time before we've gone to the expense of cutting tools.
I can't believe that's laser printed. That's crazy.
So this model will have a lot of great new features on it. Many different road number specific details. Done 3 different pilots, 2 or 3 different boilers. The earlier versions will have the exposed sand lines here coming down from the sand domes, as opposed to the later where they were closed in a little bit more. Different types of crosshead guides, bearings. What else did we change on this? Different tenders. Lots of small details here and there around the locomotives that were changed from one SKU to the other, so that they're each unique and as close to the prototype as we can make them. Features will include, of course, all of our LED lighting, our bicolor class lights, stack smoke, safety valve steam, whistle steam. You'll have lighted doghouse where appropriate for the tender. They'll have the kinematic drawbar so that you get the nice close coupling between the engine and the tender. And then also the forced drawbar, so that as you increase the labor on the engine, it increases the smoke output and deepens the sound. And actually, if you're following it in your legacy system, you'll see the fuel consumption increase as well. And then there's one more really cool feature coming in these that I can't talk about quite yet, but we'll let that out when Volume 1 comes out in about 6 weeks.
Very cool. And in 6 weeks, will customers be able to pre-order these from the dealers? Because right now we don't have the price on these. So figure around 6 weeks.
Yes, about that time. We should have pricing out to you guys probably maybe first or second week of January.
Okay.
And then the catalog will be right behind, and you'll have a 6-week order window. So when the catalog comes out, people still have plenty of time to get their orders in, see all the features, take a look at all the different versions in the catalog, so you can decide which one you want from the images provided there with the different details, and make your decisions and get your orders in. And our goal is to deliver these by the end of next year.
All right. And a couple of questions, Ryan. Warren had a good one. Will any vision line set by any chance with the Class A's, or is it strictly just
not a specific set?
Okay.
But we will have some rolling stock, and we will have some other vision freight and passenger cars coming out at the same time. So if you're looking to add some more vision rolling stock to your fleet, you'll have that ability for sure.
That's great. And do you know offhand when the catalog is coming out? Peter wanted to know.
I want to say it's January 19th. If I'm wrong on that, Mike will fire me tomorrow.
That's okay. That's okay. Mike,
but it's right.
Please
it's right in that.
Make
it's
sure
right
you
in that
keep
time
Ryan. That's it. Very cool. Very nice. Beautiful. Really nice stuff. And it's a shame. We actually I wanted to be in York, and we wanted to do a whole big special on this, and unfortunately we had came down with COVID at that time, so I wasn't able to make the show. But I was really excited and looking forward to doing a segment on this, and just a really nice engine. And it's a big announcement from Lionel. The Vision Line engines are only done once every 2 years, Ryan? Is that correct?
Typically about every other year we do a new Vision Line locomotive. Sometimes we'll do a reissue in between. but
Yeah.
usually it's about one new one a year, because it takes about 2 years of design and engineering time into each one of these before we get it to the point where we put it in the catalog. So
Right.
after we go through all of that process, we can't do much more than that a year. And plus, it keeps them special and gives people a chance to save up for them too.
And we got a "Don't Fire Ryan" hashtag going on in the chat. So, Mike, if you're out there, listen in. That's great. Very good. And I guess one question that Dave asked me from the forum, going back to the Strasbourg, were you able to record any sounds or any changes?
We haven't done any sound recording yet. We'll be going back up this spring to do that. We had planned to go this fall, and then they decided to pull her out of service to conserve the operating days she has left on her inspections.
Wow.
She's getting close to the major rebuild time, so they want to stretch it as far as they can for next year.
Right.
So we've been making a trip back up in the springtime, and we've got a good rapport with the whole team up there.
That's
and they're as excited about this model as we are. So I'm sure we'll get the call, and our sound engineer Tracy and I will be making a trip up north, and we'll be recording the locomotive from every conceivable angle. We'll do some recording on the train itself too, for onboard audio, and the who knows, down the road maybe a future station sounds car or something like that to go along with it.
Oh, wow.
Not this next catalog, but down the road. And we'll get as much as we can out of that trip. So very much looking forward to that. The design is basically finished now. We went up when we're up for York, we did swing by and get a few more photos of the tender and some appliances on the locomotive that we needed better detail shots for. And that's all been incorporated into the design now. So we're in really good position on the design. I'm very happy with that. Dave and I have both signed off on it. And the first prototypes should be here in the not too distant future. And once we have those, we'll definitely get some more pictures and maybe some video up on our social media channels.
That's awesome. That sounds great. So it really looks like you guys have an awesome lineup coming out. I know a ton of people are excited for the 90. The John Bull looks excellent. That was a real nice surprise. And the Class A is going to be one of those mantle pieces that, people are just going to drool over. And I'm really itching to know what this new feature is. So if you guys are excited for this as well, as much as we are, just know that we'll probably be doing another announcement or maybe even another show with Ryan there, and we'll try to make that feature announcement. This way everybody knows what it is, because it sounds like Lionel has something rolled up their sleeve there.
We do indeed. It's going to be very interesting. And we'll address it when we get to that point. I'm sure we'll be definitely doing a catalog show in January, so we have that to look forward to.
Very cool.
Yeah, Ryan, I had a customer ask me a good question. You don't make 054 fast track, but you always say that your engines will only need 054 on a lot of engines. Is it possible that they work on 048?
Usually, no. It's potentially possible with some, but if we rate it at 054, in most cases, that's as tight as we think you're going to want to go with it. Sometimes you can cheat it a little bit. For example, a lot of our legacy diesels with the kinematic pilots have an 054 minimum rating. That's really in case you couple something lightweight to it. Tighter curves than that will cause issues. The locomotives by themselves will do an 036 curve. And with typical scale rolling stock behind, we've tested them on 042 and 048, and they do work just fine. So sometimes you can get away with it. It just depends on the couplers and what you're running it with. In other cases, things like the 86-foot boxcars, the scale auto racks, our 21-inch passenger cars, I would not try and push those on a tighter curve than 054. They're pretty much screaming on that curvature.
Okay, I just figured you had a layout there that didn't have 048 on it.
Very cool. And Ryan, this past Saturday was actually National Lionel Train Day.
Yes, it was. And you guys had a program there. How did everything go?
It was excellent. Very busy, steady throughout the whole day. We had a 10% off Lionel train set sale, and so a lot of people getting into the hobby. And so it was a really nice day and a nice time for the families to really get into trains. So that's an excellent thing you guys do over there.
Yeah. About the week.
Well, yep. Go ahead. Sorry, Ken. I didn't mean to step over you.
Yeah. The week before, we started getting calls every day. Say Saturday is National Lionel Train Day. What's the specials? What's the sales? And it said, well, you got to come in or sign up for our emails, one or the other.
That's
and
right.
But it worked out good. People look forward to it, and every year they call up about it. They want it. They want to make sure it's still going on. So it's a good thing. Good thing.
Well, that's what we like to hear. That was the spirit behind that event for us, was to encourage people to go out and visit you and all of our dealers in person, support our brick and mortar stores, and get a chance to see the product up close and in person. We do a great job with social media, and we've all gotten a lot better at doing things remotely over the last 2 years, but there's still nothing that quite takes the place of being able to walk in and see and touch and feel some of these pieces and hear some of these pieces with your own eyes and ears, and get a sense of truly how interesting and wonderful they are. The Class A looks neat when you pick it up and realize the weight of it and the heft of all that die cast. It takes on a whole new perspective for you. So we want people to get out and visit you and support you. We couldn't do this without Train World and all the others like you out there who really are our brand ambassadors and our front line to making this hobby a reality for all the fans, whether it's Lionel or any scale or gauge, all parts of this hobby. Train World, you guys have been such a staple of this industry and this hobby for generations now, and it's a privilege to be working together.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Ryan, and likewise here. You know, we're a team. We're all part of the same family, the train family. That's it. This Vision Line engine, it says that it's an excursion engine. Where is it running for the excursion?
Well, it's not running anymore. But the version that you see here, the 1218, this was restored by Norfolk Southern. I believe it entered service around 1987 was the year that it came back, and then ran for about 4 or 5 years before the program was mothballed. The locomotive was down for a rebuild at the time and was taken back to Roanoke. It's on display now statically at the Virginia Museum of Transportation. Next to the 611 when she's there. And so there's always been hopes and dreams that it might get back into operation again. And who knows, down the road, maybe that might be a possibility. But a lot of people still have fond memories of it from when it was running in the golden years. And I think that's part of the popularity of this locomotive. But as steam engines go, if you're a fan of steam, there really weren't too many more modern or more well-rounded, more capable locomotives than the N&W's A. So as someone who just appreciates steam and technology and history and engineering and development, this is a must-have for your collection and your wall of famous locomotives.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, there's another version that says World War II. Is there one that pulled military cars then?
Absolutely. Yeah. These all saw service through the war years on military trains. So if you've got a train of Army flat cars and troop trains. These locomotives were right at home in that kind of service.
Wow.
The N&W is, people think Norfolk and Western, you think of coal. But they had a lot of other freight as well. And the Class A distinguished itself by being able to handle just about anything. So you could put a coal train behind this, but you could put a fast freight, you could put a mail train, you could put mixed freight, just about anything. These locomotives could be coupled up to the front and off they went. So definitely good for your military trains. Each of the locomotives that we're doing reflects a slightly different era, a slightly different detail variation in the locomotives.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see different pilots, different smoke box details, different tenders, different side rod, valve gear, bearings, and so forth, all to better match the original locomotives. These models are all new tooling. There's none of the original Lionel or any MTH purchase tooling or anything like that. But this is all new from the ground up, so that we can incorporate all the new features and get all the details correct for you.
Mm-hmm. And one also is mentioned as a fantasy scheme.
Yes.
Are you not allowed to tell us yet what the fantasy
I can
is?
tell you a little bit about that.
Okay.
As you know, we do fantasy schemes a lot now with our locomotives. They've become really big sellers for us. And this one is not nearly as bright and out there as some of the other ones we've done in recent years. But that wasn't the N&W's style. They were a little bit more of a conservative looking railroad. So for the what if passenger scheme, it'll borrow from the Class J's a little bit. I lost my light again here. But the tender will have the burgundy stripe, the Tuscan stripe on it, and that'll continue up here across the cab and then sort of stop from there on up. So you'll get just that little bit of hint of passenger deco in this, which is appropriate for them in some years. In the early years especially, they consider these as potential passenger engines. And on a heavier passenger run, they could definitely pinch in a moment's notice if needed.
I think Lionel is making Ryan's dream come true. They're locking him inside the Lionel building.
That might be Lionel's dream come true for me. Let me hit the lights again here. We have a second shift on in our warehouse, so believe me, I'm not the only one here.
That's great.
Yeah. Also, Ryan, I got the shipping report on the water report. So right around December 7th, you're going to get a few items, and I think we will have them before Christmas for the customers. The flat car with the hand car, the North Pole Central flat car with the Santa Claus snowman hand car, and the Polar Express freight set. Those are some key items that we'll have in right before Christmas, I'm pretty sure.
And Ryan, just real quick, I'm not sure if you know offhand, but we'll do a little rapid fire. You just tell me if you know. If not, just pass. But a couple of people are asking for shipping updates on the following items.
Okay.
American RRs S1.
Those will be probably early January.
Okay.
We had to send those back to the factory. There was a deco error on those. Those are on the water now to us. They left a couple weeks ago. They'll arrive with the Mohawks.
Okay.
So the Mohawks and those will get here pretty much the same time. They should arrive here in early to mid-January.
Santa Fe Valley Flyer set.
Those are a lot closer. Those I think you might see in the next 2 weeks. Our shipping schedule changes literally daily and sometimes hourly, depending on what containers get picked up that day at the port. So they're definitely on that list and getting closer on that list. The Valley Flyers, the Lehigh Valley, which one did we do? The John Wilkes, not the John Wilkes, the Asa Packer, and a few of those other passenger sets. And the other separate sale 18-inch passenger cars, they're getting close.
So, okay. Sean, you can't say I never answered your question or never picked on you. We got you this time. And how about the SW8s?
SW8 should be on their way to you in one of these trailers. I unloaded those off the container last week.
Very nice. They got you unloading too? Oh,
Oh, yeah.
man, Ryan. Oh,
It's a team effort here.
wow. Wow.
Very good.
Unbelievable. All right.
All hands on deck at Christmas time, that's for sure.
Well, the containers are in short supply, so to keep everything running, we get about a 2-hour window when the container shows up to get it emptied and back out.
Wow.
And
Wow.
we've got about anywhere from 5 to 10 containers a day arriving right now. So it takes all of us.
All
Yeah.
right.
Who
And
loads up Santa's sleigh?
and what about the sea liners?
Sea liners will probably be mid-spring. I don't have a shipping date on those just
No
yet.
problem. No problem.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Perfect. All right. Well, we got a lot covered. Holy moly.
Well, our last couple of catalogs have been big ones, and the next catalog is going to be just as big, if not bigger. So there's going to be a lot more on the way.
Very nice. And let me just, because there's so much arriving new from Lionel, we got a huge tractor trailer, all of Lionel products. I just want to show you guys how to really track what's coming in from Lionel. So if you go to our trainworld.com, go to new arrivals to O scale, and this gives you all the new O scale new arrivals, and you go to manufacturers, Lionel. So this is 176 new arrivals within the past 90 days of Lionel products. You could see these boxcars, I believe, just came in on this shipment. These cabooses, the window cabooses just came in. Much like Ryan, sometimes I'm unloading these things too, so I get to see what's coming in. So Ryan's not the only one who wears many feathers on his hat, but the train industry, we all got to pitch in. These are the tool cars from Lionel. These just came in. A lot of freight cars, Ryan, that came in on this shipment, and I think that's part of the reason why you guys sent us a tractor trailer. Just so many freight cars, it was unbelievable. Bunk cars, all these different bunk cars. I even told my father, I said, how are we going to fit all this Lionel? We need a bigger warehouse. Just tons of product. Theater cars. These are the Wi-Fi theater cars, brand new arrivals. KCS, Santa Fe, Polar Express flat car with the bell, new arrival, just in time for Christmas. So this was great. And I want to let you guys know, it takes a long time to process all these pre-orders because it's so many people ordering these Lionel products. So just be patient. I believe we got to most of all the pre-orders shipped out already. These are the diners, passenger cars, 4-packs. You got Delaware and Hudson. I saw some of these go out in our Trainland store from some of our good customers. The Christmas music box car, we shipped a lot of these out. This was a new arrival. So these just came in. Everybody wants to add music around the tree. So it's a great item to have. If you put up your tree yet and you put up the train around the tree, you want something a little more for the kids. They love sounds. So get this sound car. Ryan, quite honestly, I don't even know anymore. Do they still have batteries in this, or is this by track powered?
I'm going to say, I think some of the Christmas soundbox cars do still use the battery.
Okay.
To make it easier so that you don't have to worry about track voltage and all of that. They also all come with an on-off switch. So that's probably the most important feature on any of the sound cars.
I remember when I was a kid, I had to put the battery in the sound car, and I always wanted to play with the sound car and turn it on and drive my parents crazy. At 7 o'clock in the morning, I would wake up early and start playing the sound car on that Christmas car. So a great item to have for the kids, and it may drive you crazy if you're an adult. But like Ryan said, you do have that on-off switch. Miller High Life reefer cars. All these beer cars are really popular now. Lionel's doing a great job with the licensing. Present dump car just in time for Christmas. So this is a new arrival. and this is all one shipment. All these new arrivals just came in. Angela Trotta, we talked about her boxcars, classic Santa Fe's. If you're into post-war, or if you had trains when you were a kid, you had these Santa Fe F3s. I don't care who you are. Everybody says I had the red and silver diesel engines back when I was a kid. They just say red and silver. They have no idea what they are, but they say it was Lionel red and silver car or engine. And those were them, the classic. And this is the classic Hudson. I just think this is so beautiful. I passed by this in the warehouse and I was like, wow, this is a home run. We only have 12 left. We had a bunch of cases that come in, so we're only down to 12 right now. And again, some more. And as we're going, we're selling out of products. So this list is going down. More beer reefers, but this is classic, Rye. I don't know if this is you who came up with this, but this was like the classic slogan back in the day, the Super Bowl commercial. This Bud's for you.
It should say this Bud's for Ryan.
Yeah, I know Ryan's a big football guy, and you'll probably all give him slack because he's a Dolphins fan. At least he's not a Jets fan. It could be worse. But this Bud's for you, classic slogan. Those who know Bud Reefer, those who know buy Bud. This is probably my father's time. Sorry to throw you under the bus, Dad.
Watch it there, Kenny.
But Miller High Life. So a lot of beer reefers, really neat. Let's go to the next page because it keeps on going. John Deere Reefer. We got the National Lionel Train Day boxcar. This is out of stock. We sold it out from Train World. We actually are shipping more in the next day or two to our Brooklyn store, so they should have a refill of maybe 6 or 12 more boxcars, and that's it. So get your order in. They'll probably be up back on our website in a day or two, so hang tight. This is a new one in for Christmas. The Polar Express elevated oil tank. This is a real cool accessory and just in time for the holidays. And you really neat. I mean,
is that a picture of Ryan?
with the mustache? I guess he's selling hot cocoa. It's a hot cocoa.
Yeah, the hot chocolate car.
Yeah, very cool, very neat. And something that was popular, and Ryan, we actually talked about this our last episode, that the Ford and the Chevy, I think it was the double door boxcars, or it was, if I'm not mistaken, but those were like crazy. They sold out so quickly. And, I was unsure about how well this licensed car product would do, but really was well received. Dad, I know you had to order from the distributors, just trying to get more and more product on this, but you got these water towers coming in. So Ryan,
the Ford and Chevy service centers came in this past week too, so they should be on that next shipment to you as well, Ken.
Oh,
that's
wow.
Great. And Ryan, I hope you still have time. I know it's 8 o'clock, and you.
No problem. No problem. My Dolphins played yesterday, so we're good. We're good.
All right. So, but there's just so much new product, and again, this is a tractor trailer just came in. You go to our website, new arrivals, O scale. You could sort out by manufacturer, Lionel Trains. The 462s. I saw a lot of big engine boxes. And it's a good Christmas if you got this big engine box and your, I guess, spouse or children, or maybe your father wrapped it up for you. And it's a 462 locomotive and some with color. This GM N&O, I mean, I think this is pretty unique, really nice new arrival, lots of new items. Going back on the previous run, And Ryan, I'm not sure if you have anything you want to say on the 462s, because I know this is probably a hot topic. Legacy right up your wheelhouse there.
Yeah, they're beautiful locomotives. Picked out some great color schemes this time, like you said. A lot of those have matching passenger cars to go with them. Variety of details on those from different tenders I think we used this time around. As you mentioned, there's a couple of train sets with these in them that are on their way still. That nickel plate you've got up there on the screen now with the buy war bonds tender, that's just a wonderful piece. Really, really lovely locomotive. So those are out there. The Camelbacks came in not too long ago as well. So I'm sure you've been moving a bunch of those through your store.
Camelbacks,
probably one of our biggest sellers in recent years for legacy steam engines, just in terms of quantities that we made of those locomotives. So a great price that we were able to get from the factory on that and pass it on to everyone out there. So whenever we can do that with a legacy engine, we love to do so.
Yep. Yeah, I thought Ryan, that was a very good price point on that engine. That's why it sold very well. I like when the legacy engines are in the 6-7 range. There's just a lot of good value there.
Yep. And you got these, I know it's a little late, but the Halloween Camelback is new, exciting. And the Camelback, the Strasbourg Camelback, so you could pair it up with your 90 that you have coming out. So really a tons of new product. Going back again, the cab forwards, the gen sets, really unique engine. So lots of different assortments, SD70s, again, all new arrivals. So Lionel is shipping tons of product. Again, it's very easy to see on our website in our new arrivals. Just sort out Lionel trains. So a lot of great stuff. The speeders, actually a couple of new, these just came in this past shipment. And this is, I thought this was pretty neat, Ryan, and the Star Trek speeder.
Yeah, a very cool one, based on the little shuttlecraft that came off of the Enterprise. Just a neat little piece. We had some fun with that one. Thought it was a nice little add-in to our license there, and the figures inside are done up a little bit different. So just a fun piece.
Too. Yeah, look at that. I didn't even see that. Polar Express, the toy shop speeder. That's really neat. And you still got Halloween, and you have the classic road names, Santa Fe. So tons of good stuff. Wow. So again, over 170 items of new arrivals. Again, more boxcars. These just came in. Lots of new territories that haven't been covered before. You have Detroit. Let's see, POTB. I don't even know what that stands for. Let's take a look. Port of Tillamook Bay Railroad. So lots of different railroads. You guys are going to probably kill me for that I didn't know that. And then you have your Sierra Railroad, and then you got some gondolas. So tons of new product.
Yeah, very good price point. $39.99 for a standard O size car. I couldn't believe the size of the car. It was a very good value.
Well,
yeah, for those who are trying to build a long train to go behind these legacy engines, it gives you the opportunity to do that without completely breaking the bank. They're not as fully detailed as some of our other scale pieces are, but they look great whizzing by on a train, and they have the right dimensions to them for sure.
Quite honestly, that is a good price point. And that I take back the gripes that we were going back and forth with this week. This is a great price point. You are right.
Yeah, there's a lot of HO freight cars you can't pick up for $40 anymore. So that's we're doing our best where we can to try and keep costs down. It's definitely been a struggle this year, and looks like it will be going forward for a while. But everyone in this company is committed to trying to hold the line as much as we can to give our customers the best value that we possibly can for the money.
And this has a load too, with ballast load. $39.99. Look at that.
Anything Pennsylvania sells quickly, for sure.
Yeah, Dad, you may have to reorder these. You only
Yeah,
have
I see it.
one and 4 left. Oh
Yeah, I
boy.
saw that. Yeah, I saw that. This time of year, you can't control it. During the summertime, you sell a couple. During the Christmas time, you can sell 24 in a day. You just never have enough. You never know what you need.
Crazy. Three left. So quantities are going way down. I'm sure my father's going to be on the phone tomorrow, trying to stock up even more. And then these barns we went over. You got the tough guy gym fitness. Ryan, who's coming up with these names? Is it Megan?
A lot of that is Megan is our accessory queen. She does
Megan.
a great job on the accessories.
Wow,
We all sort of sit around and brainstorm. Usually, some of mine get thrown in the trash heap because they're just not appropriate. But we have a lot of fun with things. We're a toy train company, right? Model railroading is supposed to be fun. We have fun when we can here too, and let our creative side flow.
Well, Ryan, I will say someone had a comment, and I would post it if I find it. But they said, Ryan, you should really fight for a not a Jets. I'm sorry, a Dolphins Lionel train. So who knows? Maybe you can make it happen.
We've definitely looked into the NFL licensing. We had the MLB licensing a few years back. There's a lot that goes into that. But certainly, if we ever get that license, I'll have to break down. Actually, if we do it a Dolphins car, it'll have to be an aquarium car. I think that would be the appropriate way to do that. Well, maybe we should do that for the Jets and the Giants too, since they seem to always be underwater.
Yes. It's being a Jets and Dolphins fan. It's never fun. But someone asked if there's a Pensy in the Camelback. No, I do not see that, but I'm sure Ryan will keep that in the back of his mind for next time. So
yeah, we didn't do it this time. We had so many other paint schemes to do, but probably the next time we do the Camelbacks, we'll do a variation of the Pensy.
Yep. And look at this color on the 462. You got the two-tone Union Pacific, really nice. It's going to be a great seller. And on this nickel plate road, again, only 2 left. So a lot of limited quantity, and during Christmas time, things sell out very quickly. So make sure you get your orders in. But tons of new stuff, Rye. You're no kidding. They do need you unloading those containers.
And most of what you show there came in the last 2-3 weeks. So
wow,
we're turning it as quickly as we can. Everyone's out there. Howard's out there unloading containers. Mike's out there unloading containers. There's boxes flying everywhere. It's a lot of fun, but it's our good workout.
Yeah. And Howard just won an award, didn't he?
He did. He did one in our local area as most admired CEO. Very well deserved. So we're happy to have him, and it's true. He's one of those bosses who's not afraid to roll up his sleeves and get down there and get to work.
Congratulations to Howard. He deserves it.
Yeah,
he's done a wonderful job with Lionel. Wonderful job.
Yeah, they actually said in the article that you could find him on the forklift sometimes. So I thought that was really neat. That was pretty cool. All right, so I think that's it for tonight. We covered a lot, guys.
We covered a lot of ground. Good luck to the raffle winner on your boxcar. I don't know if you're going to announce that tonight or announce that later, but thank you to everyone for tuning in, and thank you to both of you for staying late. I know sleep and relaxation are strangers to you two also this time of year, so appreciate you taking the time to let us share where we are with everybody.
Yeah, that's just it's a good time of year. It's a lot of work, but we love to work. We love being around trains. It's exciting. It's very exciting. It's just it's one of those. I tell you, I'm lucky to have this type of job. I love going to work every day, 7 days a week, not a problem.
Perfect. And Ryan, thank you very much for being on tonight. Even though Lionel tried to kick you out and shut off the lights on you, or maybe they tried to lock you in to keep on working. We appreciate you coming on air tonight. I thought this was excellent. And it was really good to cover all the new arrivals because you just have so much stuff coming out. You being able to show these samples was awesome. So we hope to be receiving those hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas to everyone out there. We really appreciate it. This was the Lionel Holiday Bonanza. We had a great time. Again, we thank you guys so much. Shop online, trainworld.com. Thank you, Ken Sr. Thank you, Ryan. We appreciate it. And we will take care. See everyone soon till the next segment. And happy holidays, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Happy holidays, and thank you for your support.
Take care.